Okay, just,
So we can
okay,
talk about
Hopefully we'll get to, you're gonna be
summer
last.
stuff, and then maybe
Yeah.
I'll
Is
get
that
a hold of
best for you,
Natalie,
Bob?
but we already talked to her
I
about
think it's gonna be pretty
the
quick.
the
directory.
summer stuff, and then the directory. You gotta start getting moving on that.
Yeah,
And this will be a short meeting, but at least we can say we had a meeting, and it gets some direction moving forward for
Pull that
next.
a little closer
yeah,
to you.
right.
Who else is on our committee?
Unless you're
It's
using
got
your,
the-
Yes.
voice
I'll
thing.
get, right?
Unless you're using your, watching the Cleveland
Well,
Browns.
the three of us are on
That's a good one.
recreation. I don't think it's all three of, is it all three of us again on, information?
I don't think, it's not Jennifer.
Speak.
You're not on the information.
No.
Not on that.
On behalf of the Economic Development.
I have to look it
Committee.
up.
where's Fred?
Something like that, sounds good. All right, let me check to
If I
make sure.
find my sheet of paper.
Where's John?
Fred, are you on the information meeting with us?
Can't tell you right off. I don't think
I'm
so.
looking for my paper, no.
Maybe I am. With Brian?
Brian
Yes.
is chairman, and
Maybe
we were talking about, like,
Yes.
information. Oh, yeah, it
Brian
is.
and me and you.
Mhm,
Okay.
that's three, okay.
Want to make sure.
Maybe before next
Because you
council
got
meeting in
changed.
2 weeks, we'll have an information committee meeting.
Sure.
You and Diane, let me know how it goes.
Okay. Got any
Information.
information, Diane? None? Okay, it went pretty good,
I
Brian.
can come
right?
up with something, I'll find something. At least take up 10 minutes. 6 o'clock information, okay.
Are we on?
Yeah.
That looks good in there. Where's Mr. Montello at?
Okay, yeah, that's fine. I didn't finish reading this, 7. Okay.
Now you got your phone, come on in when you're ready. Get this meeting rolling.
What I missed?
You didn't miss nothing, we haven't even started. How's everybody doing? Everybody ready?
Yes.
Okay. Good evening. I'd like to welcome everybody to the Committee of the Whole meeting of the Village of Walton Hills, Tuesday, December 2nd, 2025, at 7:01 p.m. Okay. Pledge of allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call.
Councilman Nielsen?
Here.
Councilwoman Kanzoni?
Here.
Councilman Spitznagel?
Here.
Councilman Whedon?
Present.
Okay, is there a motion?
Yeah. Mayor Colerath?
Yes.
And members of council, I'd like to offer a motion to excuse Councilwoman Jennifer Allen from tonight's meeting.
Is there a second?
Second.
Vote on the motion.
Councilman Nielsen?
Yes.
Councilwoman Kanzoni?
Yes.
Councilman Spitznagel?
Yes.
Councilman Whedon?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Hope you feel better, Jennifer. All council, besides Councilwoman Jennifer Allen, are here. We also have our police chief, Dave Kwiatkowski, our street commissioner / zoning inspector, Rob Kalman. We have our clerk of courts, Suzanne Molnar, and our economic development consultant, Tom Jordan, also with us this evening. Any comments related to agenda items? Also like to welcome and any residents that are watching the live stream tonight, or non-residents. Okay.
Mr. Mayor?
Yes,
I'd like to
Councilman
make a motion at this time to move, to have Mr. Tom Jordan speak on behalf of the Economic Development Committee.
Second.
Vote on the motion.
Councilman Nielsen?
Yes?
Councilwoman Kanzoni?
Yes.
Councilman Spitznagel.
Yes.
Councilman Whedon?
Yes.
Okay. Fred, did you want to say why Tom's here and
Well,
kinda just,
we would have a economic development meeting separate from our normal committee meetings, but this way Mr. Jordan can speak to everybody, and anything that he wants to say about this year and the JED, and maybe delve into next year a little bit for us, so.
First of all, I want to wish everyone a good holiday, the one we just celebrated and the one upcoming. The 2025, actually I'll go back a little further. The biggest project obviously is the redevelopment of the former Ford plant into Forward Center East. And what we could sort of expect here was that Forward Center West turned into the Brown Stadium. Forward Center East remains one of the top develop-ready sites in Northeast Ohio. There was a lot of money put into making sites available throughout the state of Ohio. A $4 million grant took down the former Ford plant over here, don't forget. And I meet regularly with Team Neo, who manages sites and national searches. So this site still remains one of the top sites if someone's looking for a large undeveloped site with electricity, sewer, power, and also a rail line connection. They respond on behalf of Northeast Ohio. The development team actually put together a package for them to show what the site provides. It competes competitively for national searches for large sites. You'd be surprised about how many people are looking for existing space that's there. The site doesn't have any existing space anymore now that the building one's been fully leased, but it does still have a lot of land and a good rail connection. So for looking into the future, it's not likely in this market. The market really isn't. It has a very low vacancy rate in industrial in Northeast Ohio, but yet no one is really doing any more spec buildings as we had in one. There's a lot of still uncertainty in the market, and I don't anticipate the developer is going to do that again, not in the near future. So the only thing we could anticipate would be a large single user that builds to suit. That's really what would happen and there's enough there to do at least 3 more similarly sized buildings. So at least 3 more. That is what we could anticipate there. The TIF and its performance will start picking up significantly. The city placed a TIF on the property, and that the first few years of income, real estate tax collections will start dramatically increasing now that the 2 buildings are fully developed. You remember, we're always collecting from a year behind, and those buildings weren't even finished at that time. So they'll reach full value and start putting out on an annual basis some steady income on the TIF basis. Also on the employee basis, 2026 will be the first year that we have full employment from the existing tenants over there. The new tenant in Building 1, there's a little slow to ramp up, a little slower than we anticipated relative to the build out and also the employee counts. But the second building with the medical manufacturer and supplier, they will get a full year out of them and those receipts. On the JED, we did have a meeting earlier this month, or earlier, I'm sorry, last month. And in order to perfect notices, one of the members of the JED board is actually North Coast Health Facility. They did not receive their notice and did not attend. Wasn't a fault of our side, but typically that notice is handled by the attorney for the township. We are going to reconvene in a week or so with the board. The big development there is that they are having a new company move into the JED. We have been receiving steadily over $300,000 a year net out of the JED. We don't provide them any services other than maintaining Sagamore Road. And it is beyond that. The township provides EMS and fire services for them. There is a new development there. The Adams Board of Summit County is locating there. It's a central service for a variety of social service agencies. Their headquarters is going to be located on the campus, will be subject to the income tax collection, and those permanent employees that move into the JED. I anticipate that we probably, with the increases on the hospital side and with the new Adams Board being located there, that we should receive, over $400,000 a year anticipated revenue from them. All of those developments that we know of that are on the board really should be relative to the income for the village good for 2026. And that building over in the JED won't be completed until probably the second or third quarter of 2026. Then you got to allow for the move-in. So the payroll, while we'll receive money for the construction individuals over there, we won't receive a steady income for all of 2026 for the employees that will move there. So that's what we can anticipate. Does anybody have any questions? Also, we have some other housekeeping things with the TIF and the 2 CRAs that are in place, the 3 CRAs that are in place, that we have to start the review of those performances in early part of next year, which Nikki tells me that is her favorite thing to do as the fiscal person.
Looking forward to it.
I forget how to do it every year, and then Nikki helps me remember what we're supposed to do. So, does anybody have any other questions?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, I have a few questions, but I just want to focus in on the JED part that you just talked about for now. And just for clarification, the Adams Board of Summit County are moving into an existing facility?
No,
or that's,
they're building a whole new facility there.
is that the same one as what was broadcast in the news as an expansion of the center? Is that, can
It's
you
in
just
a
clarify?
it's in a separate building.
So there's 2 new buildings?
No. North Coast Health Center has done an expansion on their own.
Okay.
But the Adams Board is in a separate facility on the campus.
On the campus?
On North Coast.
Okay.
That it's a huge property.
Right.
And so, some of the same healthcare providers that work at the hospital, I believe, will be providing some services at the Adams Board.
Okay, and then the healthcare facility, are people starting to move into that? Are they working in that building?
Oh, they've been there. There really hasn't been, that I could see on the fluctuation in the payroll, much movement. They've always been on campus. They've been moved around a little bit during some of the construction projects, but they never left campus, and they've been pretty steady.
Cool. So these may not necessarily be new employees to that facility?
To the North Coast
North Coast?
Health Center, those are almost all existing employees.
Okay.
The only thing that's in a trend that some of you might be familiar with, they've been privatizing some of the state employees, and they're moving to private vendors. They're still subject to the tax provisions, though. Do you know what I mean? They're less state employees, more private employees.
Okay. I'll come back after this.
That's okay.
Others have opportunity.
Any other questions?
Tom, do you have any idea when the next JED meeting, you haven't
Oh,
scheduled it
and I
yet?
did want to explain also about what the JED meeting is and why it's important. The Joint Economic Development District of Sagamore Hills Township and the village of Walton Hills is required to meet annually every year. And then as part of that, the main one is that we vote to keep the income tax placed on the JED in order to, recover and keep developing the site. So without that meeting and without that particular vote going in an affirmative, we would no longer receive any of the income taxes. We review the services that are provided, the tenants that are there, and we review the infrastructure progress. I anticipate in the future that they will need some more infrastructure, and they may make a claim on some of the JED taxes in order to further develop the site. But for right now, there's nothing on the horizon. They extended a private water line onto the site. They did not ask for any public money for it. That Adams building was able to go in. That meeting is very important. We want to make sure that all the notices went out properly to the respective parties. We're essentially redoing the annual meeting in a week in order to make sure that we comply with the state law on that issue, and we'll keep going along. There's very few expenses attached to the JED. There's just some small legal expense, an auditing expense, an insurance expense, and we pay the village to do the income tax collection. So in addition to your half of the income taxes that come in, you also get a small fee for doing the income tax collection.
Hey, Kohler?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so, Tom, I have a couple questions related to the Forward Innovation East site.
Forward.
Yeah,
Yes.
Forward
I'm
Innovation.
trying to drop the forward
Yeah.
part.
Forward. You mentioned Team Neo and their role in
Yeah.
helping in the competition for large sites like that.
Yeah.
In that competition piece, is there like a particular type of industry that the site is being pitched to? I mean, we know the one is healthcare and the other one is other type of manufacturing, all pretty clean stuff. Is there any just a general theme of who is being pitched to?
Well, I will say you correctly point out who the first two tenants are. There's a light manufacturing and a medical supplier. Fortunately, you don't really have any heavy industrial uses that are there, which would, deter or prevent other users in the site. So it's the only thing that's happening is that some of the there's fewer large sites in northeastern Ohio. You notice a lot of these large, tech sites are going into central Ohio, basically because they're farmland, big stretches of farmland out there. The only problem they're having with that is the power supply and the workforce, which they're trying to deal with. But in northeast Ohio, we have better infrastructure, and we're closer to a larger workforce. I was at a meeting in even Akron. They have a problem finding good housing for a number of their upper-level management people in the Akron area. So we don't have that issue. So that site is one of the few better, larger sites that are available in northeast Ohio, and that's Team Neo. There's a site search that goes out nationally. Usually they have, You know, if I'm a big company, I hire a consultant, I'd say I want 500,000 square feet within so many, such a distance from a certain power supply, a regional airport, and a university. That site usually answers most of those calls. And then Team Neo submits the site based on the information provided by the village and the developer. And then if you're selected into the final four, they come do a tour of all the sites. They meet with the developer and or the city, and then we provide them, you know, what their lease rate is and what incentive we provide. I haven't, over the last few months, responded to any inquiries. I did on the first half of the year. So we'll see what happens in 2026.
Okay. And the second question regarding the site is the, what looks like still debris or concrete. Is that all material that is being repurposed from that site, or material
Yeah, no,
that is
it's
being...
my understanding it's all repurposed from that site.
Or is it all, any of it being
Yeah.
brought in from other sites to be
It shouldn't have been.
handled?
They always said they were gonna repurpose
No.
all of it at the site and use it as part of the base material for the rest of the project. You know, I had one user that wanted to use the balance of the site, or it's not, I had it in my palm of my hand, but anyways, there was a prospective purchaser of the rest of the site, and they were gonna take the rest of the site, build a huge driveway and extend the rail link, which would have used certainly all of that material. So, you know, they have had a layout, and I've shown you layouts that they did where they put all like 5 or 6 similar sized buildings. It could be one large building, it could be 3 or 4, so they're still holding on, waiting to see how the infrastructure plays out. But, you know, if I spent that much money, you know that the medical office building, the building's what, $20 million, the stuff inside there's $30 million, they have high security. You know, they're not gonna keep that pile there with those tenants, you know, over a real long term.
Okay.
So,
All right, got one more question, then I'll pause again. Come back across the street to the Smith Obie site and the status of that property.
you know, the private equity firm that purchased it is still operating there. They're not planning any further expansion that I'm aware of. They're pretty landlocked. I haven't heard anything out of them, is the short answer to that.
Okay, and then the reverting,
The site, yeah, we now have it back,
okay,
yeah.
all right. Any updates on the
No,
True North,
Pardon me?
the gas station, the True North?
No, rather mysterious. I don't know, Rob, have you heard anything out of them? They came,
They turned all the plans in early
Yeah.
this year,
yeah,
and then they said they struggled finding a general contractor, was the last I heard.
yeah,
That was late spring.
yeah. They were still complaining about some of this, the way the layout goes, but that has really nothing so much to do with the city, is that it's not a typical, it's the way the property lays there, you know, and also the intersection. They're an independent group that has a small, I believe more than one of these, but I don't really know why they didn't proceed, other than, you know, there's a financial reason.
Any updates on the electrical storage piece, going back across the other side of Northville? We're making our way down to it.
No, they're in their due diligence period, and actually, John and I were getting bugged every week. But it has gone quiet over the last couple of months. I guess I could drop them an email, but I have not heard anything of them. They have a long method. They gotta go to the distributor, tell them what the site is, and try to get it pre-approved, and see if it meets all the requirements of both the regulators and, you know, what they feel they can make off of it. So there's, in their option period, they're not indicating they have anything. The city doesn't have any control over the regulatory aspect of it. That's more of a national and a statewide thing. So I assume that they're spending money on that. And then I guess we should make sure we're collecting our option money from them in the new year.
Okay. Crick Road, I'll just ask the question in a general sense because there's a lot of properties that were
Yeah.
going on over there, including the concrete development. Please,
Yeah.
can you give us
Well,
an
my
update?
suggestion is, that we have the TIF money and some of your extra revenue going into trying to improve the infrastructure and redevelop the industrial park. I have a feeling that you're gonna find a home for some of the first few revenue, but eventually you really should be trying to redevelop the park by making some strategic investments over there in the industrial park. That road needs to get finished. You still own the property at the end of the road. All of that needs some money and work, but that's what I would do. When we've had companies that were interested in there, why some of the companies left, they didn't see, they didn't want to make a major investment in the industrial park when their neighbors or the infrastructure didn't match it. And the only thing that we're working on is the site, the land bank site, closing out the environmental issues with it, and then trying to get money for the demolition of the site. And then the neighboring industrial property, the chemical company wanted to acquire it at one point. They've undergone a number of changes in management. I don't know if they still want to, but it will be it'll be available industrial site.
And the concrete plant proposed, anything you can share?
Nothing I have to share about the concrete plant, other than that, the road back there needs.
Well, which one are you?
Well, I'm talking, the one that was proposed, the new,
Across from
That
Car
one's
Brothers.
on Northfield Road.
yeah, Northfield,
Yeah.
Rob
Okay.
might have.
with the Crick Road entrance and all of
Did
that
they
stuff.
transfer, is it still the same owner and stuff that came before us?
It's still the same owner, Engineer Construction, that came before us. They hit a hurdle that they didn't care for with planning and zoning and some of our requirements, and they stopped their, they pulled up steady. I've heard rumor that this is gonna transfer, this property's gonna transfer. There's been some people calling, asking what can go in there, because the rumor is engineers going to sell that property. So they're due to some of the requirements we have, they didn't want to meet the requirements. They went to the Board of Zoning Appeals, the Board of Zoning Appeals actually tried to meet them halfway on it, and they said no. There was going to be their way or no way, and it ended up being no way. So they won't be developed.
Okay. Thank you.
Anybody else have any questions for Tom? All right, well, Tom, you're more than welcome to stay, or you can.
Nicole will tell me all about it.
Okay. At the JED meeting,
Pardon me?
at the JED meeting.
At the JED meeting next week.
Yeah.
Mr. Mayor?
Yes.
Yeah, I'd just like to thank you, Tom, for coming in. I think this worked out better than having a separate meeting where everybody can be a part of it and hear what's going on. So,
Good.
thank you for the update.
I do have one more.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I just have a kind of a general question when, because sometimes we see companies move around, with some different companies come in. When, like, I don't want to call anybody by name, but I know that one company moved from one side of Northfield to the other side, and somebody else moved in that building. When those types of activities happen, is your office involved at all with?
Main reason, as an example, that the concrete company, all they were looking at is for site approval, and we wouldn't incentivize typically a concrete badge company. Usually, we're just trying to regulate them into a position where they're not being a problem for their neighbors. There was some strange stuff with the original concrete company and the extension of the road, that we did a development agreement, but that all ended up, in court. If they're using an incentive, yes, I would be involved. If a outside site search company, said we have a company, what can you provide? That's usually when I get involved. In my role, eventually I think, we should look at incentives to try to get some of the older industrial companies to better take care of their properties back there. And we could do that in the future. For many years, you didn't have those kind of resources, but I think maybe you'll be in a position in the near future to do that. Do like a 50-50 program to improve that exterior with a limit. Better market some of the county and state incentives to try to get them to invest in the buildings. That kind of thing.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Well, I think we're good.
All right.
Thanks.
Have a good holiday.
Yeah.
Thanks again, Tom.
Thank you.
See you at the JED meeting.
Merry Christmas. We don't see you.
Okay. All right. At this time, we have legislation on the meeting. We have ordinance 2025-15, which relates to the traffic law, photo monitoring devices, and creating some fines and fees for people who don't pay their bill, their ticket. We did invite Suzanne here tonight, our clerk of courts. I know in our last meeting we had some questions, and I relayed those we did actually to Suzanne. I know Suzanne and John have been talking. Suzanne thought she would just kind of give us maybe an overview, and anything else you want to add or how you feel about it. But we are going to have you come to the mic, or you can sit down if you're more comfortable. We'll just move the mic. Okay. Yeah, let's move the mic. Where's the mic stand? Is there one back there?
Yeah, there's one right here.
Whatever you're comfortable with. I forgot about putting that one out. It's all good.
Well, you got.
Two mic stands. We're at two mic.
I got another mic here if you want to plug in the other mic.
There we go.
Perfect. Okay, so I'm actually here to talk about collections for the officer written citations. I know we're talking about sending the photo citations for collections for the ones that are unpaid. But at the same time, we have a bunch of unpaid mayor's court cases where either they were on payment plans, and they just, never paid, dating back all the way back to 2000. So when I pulled the total amount that was due, it's right around like 90,000 of uncollected mayor's court fines and fees. So I did do some research with some private collection agencies and then also with the Attorney General, where we can possibly start placing the uncollected fines to, recoup some of that revenue that's out there that's, due to us. So the first one is a private company, which is Capital Recovery, which I use them, I used to deal with them previously. So basically it works just as if how we are working with MCOA. They would collect a 30% fee or add it on to what is owed. So for example, if there's an unpaid fines and costs of $100, Capital Recovery would add their 30%. They would then start the collection process by doing like skip tracing to try and reach them either by like letter, by phone, and then when that fee or whatever is collected, they would then take their 30% off of it, and then we would get our $100 that was originally owed to us. The nice thing about using a private collection agency such as Capital Recovery is that if we have a defendant that wants to come to our window and pay those unpaid fines that have been placed for collection, we could actually take that payment and then just forward the fees onto our collection agency. Then the other choice would be using like we could use the Attorney General for collections. I don't know if anyone's familiar with that. What that would be is that we would actually place it with our Attorney General for the state of Ohio. They have their own collection program. However, they only charge 10% on top of whatever we place. But the only thing with them is that once you place it with the Attorney General, all fines and costs or any payments have to be made directly to them. And they would take, so for example, say we place $130 with them, their fees are like $30 of the $100. They would take all their fines and costs first before they would make payment to us. So it's a little bit not as easy. You can also try and recoup it through like placing it through like, you know, recouping through their tax returns or what have you. But the problem with that is that if, you know, someone doesn't file taxes or what have you, you just have an account that's just kind of sitting there with nobody trying to collect or enforce on it, if that makes sense. And I'll just be with
Suzanne, can you mention the difference with, the only thing you mentioned to me was with the Attorney General, the only thing bad if someone came to the window, you didn't mention that.
Yeah, so if somebody would come to the window and try and pay on the Attorney General
Program.
account that we had already placed with the Attorney General, we can't take that payment at the window. We have to turn them away and tell them they have to contact the Attorney General directly to make that payment. Now, with Capital Recovery, the nice thing is that if we place somebody with collections and they're on a payment plan with Capital Recovery and they're making small payments, Capital Recovery will send us our payments first, and then they'll wait to take their collection fee at the, you know, after all our fees are paid and sent to us.
And also they could pay here if they wanted to.
Correct. So we can take the payment here if they wanted to pay it here. We could do it that way as well. There are other private agencies such as like the MCOA that we're using for our photo collections. We can also, I can also research that or reach out to them to see how their program works, if it's similar to Capital Recovery. And then Baldwin Group, the one that we use our Mayor's Court software, they also have another collection agency that might be able to collect as well as Capital Recovery. So we would just have to, I guess, weigh our options if we were interested in placing those unpaid tickets for collection that were written by an officer. So I don't know if anybody has any.
Mr. Mayor,
Yeah, go ahead,
the difference between the Attorney General and that capital company, as far as their processes for finding people, is there or are there any differences between their methodology, how far they're willing to go to find somebody?
So I'm not real familiar with the Attorney General. I have worked with private collection agencies previously in the past, and I do know that they do skip trace and try and locate the person to collect the fine. I can always reach out to the Attorney General to see what their process is. I would assume that they would send out a letter just as a private agency. I don't know if they continue to try and collect on it like a private agency or not. In that way, but again, it's the customer service too with the private agency. It's easier sometimes to reach a private agency rather than the a state office. Sometimes you have to wait a couple days, you know, to get in touch. And then also with the Attorney General, if they are not able to collect in a certain amount of time, they will eventually refer to one of their private agencies to collect after a certain amount of time anyway. So, eventually it would just get sent to a private agency for them to collect. But again, we're gonna want to, if we choose to do this, we're gonna do just as, like the photo citations, where you're gonna add their collection fee on top of what's owed. And then we would get our full amount that would be due to us, as I had stated. So hypothetically, if a fines and costs were due of, $100, you would place it with capital recovery, they would add their 30%, the account balance would be $130. Once the defendant pays, the $130, our full amount, we would get our full amount, and then they would just get their $30 that would be due to them.
Mr. Mayor?
Yeah, go ahead.
What happens if they just don't pay?
Then the account just sits there until they pay, but they do continue to try and enforce or try to collect. So they do continue to send out letters and reach out to the defendants, or, for the unpaid accounts.
But that's it, there's no, really no enforcement if somebody just decides not to pay.
So we put blocks on the defendants that don't pay. So the ones that have a payment plan or the cases are resolved, we put what is called a warrant block on them. So that prevents them from renewing their plates, tags, stickers, or their driver's license. But at the same time, if you have, that collection agency also trying to enforce to collect it, it seems like we have more, they'll be more likely to pay rather than it just sitting there with a block. Or myself, I try to go through them and call them, because they have more resources where they have, a whole team of people sending out letters, reaching out by phone, because that's, we're paying them to collect, or they're charging that service fee.
So this warrant block is they can't get like their driver's license renewed or their license plates, things like that?
That is correct, yes. Now for waiverable tickets that have not been resolved, those are the ones that can pay a ticket without coming into court. We cannot put actual warrants out for them or warrant blocks. So what we do is, if they have a valid license, we're able to put a license forfeiture on them, which is actually similar to a suspension. So their license would then be put under a forfeiture. And again, if they're caught driving, it's like they're driving under suspension. And again, they wouldn't be able to renew their plates, tags, or stickers, or their license if they're under that forfeiture.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor?
Yes, go ahead.
Is there a statute of limitations on how many years you can turn into the Attorney General's office or the collection agency?
So I did check with Capital Recovery. They stated that you can go, there's no statute here in the state of Ohio, so you can go as far back as whatever open cases that we have. And I went back, and it looks like our cases, the Baldwin system goes all the way back to 2020. But even if we have cases from 2019 that have unpaid balances, or 18, we could place those for collections as well.
Okay.
So, and previously we were able to put warrants out for those ones that went unpaid, but the Supreme Court and all these new House bills with the state of Ohio, we're no longer allowed to do that or authorized to do that. So it's kind of like our hands are tied. We've lost basically enforcement to try and collect on these people that are not paying.
Thank you.
Mayor Crowley,
Yeah, go ahead.
thank you for being here tonight. So a couple of questions. The one on the warrant block process. So when that happens, is it just a letter that comes out from the village, or is there another governmental agency involved? Is the state involved with that, or how does that piece work?
Yeah, so when the block is placed, I send out a letter that states, a warrant block has been placed for whatever reason, why we're placing it. And then those reports go to the B&B. So they go electronically to the B&B, and then that will be placed on the record. It'll show up as a warrant block. And then the B&B will also send them a letter stating, you have a block on your license or a license forfeiture.
Okay. And the other question goes back to the Attorney General process. Did you say their fee is 10%?
It is 10%, and then any other fees that they may incur during the collection process. So that will be then placed onto the debtor or whoever, like, you know, who would be the defendant. So they first place the 10%, but then any fees if they place, say, a lien, or if they send out letters, or if they collect like a fee to send out a notice, that will then also be placed onto that account. So, you know, so if you have a $100 ticket, it would be 10% added on, and then any other fees would be the account.
So even though there may be other fees, using a $100 ticket, the 10%, just say we don't have, we don't the additional 10%. So the villages still do 90, would you still be do 90% if you didn't add it? And all the other fees would just still go to the defendant?
Right, so whatever we place, whatever our amount that we place, so if we are due $100, we would get that $100. But the only thing with the Attorney General, rather than sending the amount due to us first and waiting to collect their fees, they take their fees off the top. Many places like to use that because they can intercept their tax returns a lot of times and get that money, you know, get payment for that money or receive payment. But if you have a defendant that doesn't file taxes, then you're not going to be able to intercept that tax return anyway.
Okay.
You know, and again, the Attorney General will eventually place it with their private agency to go ahead and collect it anywhere, somewhere down the line.
Mr. Mayor?
Go ahead.
I think I missed it. If this goes to a collection agency, let's say we do this collection agency, are we, like the camera tickets, are we allowed to add an increased fee to cover our costs for the collection agency then?
So, right, so the collection,
So-
the collection agency fee will get added on top. We're not able to, so what is due to us, because because they've already come to court, and that's what their, you know, whatever the judgment entry said and whatever the unpaid balance is, we cannot add anything more due to any more fees due to the village, but the collection agency can add their fee for collection, but we cannot add any more type of fees or fines and costs. The only thing that can be added would be the collection agency fee on top of what is due to us.
And that would go directly to the person, that we wouldn't pay that fee,
Correct,
that
that is
person would
correct.
pay that fee.
Yeah, so if
Okay.
someone calls and, you know, it's Joe Smith and their bill was placed for collection, and I said it's placed for capital recovery, $130 is due. Our original amount that was due to us was $100, but we've placed it for collection. It's now $130 because capital recovery added their 30%. So they're gonna pay $130 to capital recovery. Capital recovery would keep the their $30 and then send us our $100 that is due to us.
Okay, that's a little bit different than the camera tickets, isn't it?
A little bit, about the same principle level.
Okay.
It's basically the same because they're adding their fee on to the photo tickets, correct? Their fee, and then we get our amount that is due to us. But I think there's different processes
Yeah,
that it
okay.
has to go through because it's a civil offense rather than a traffic or a criminal offense.
Okay.
So that's why it's different.
I just wanted, just listening, do you, Suzanne, and John, do you think we're better off, like, I know you mentioned we could use the same, you know, they probably offer a service, the same company, recovery company, if we went to the recovery company instead of like the Attorney General, that is gonna do the photo, if we pass the photo enforcement. Where, in my head, I'm thinking we're better off using a separate company, so those two, because of what's gone on with the photo and the court and everything, just kind of keeping them separate.
I agree. I feel like it should be, you know, we could use MCOA for the photo enforce to collect those tickets. And then, yes, I agree, a separate company should go for the court, like the officer-written tickets.
Okay. So I know you mentioned the other company, I just thought, well, then you get, you know, you start blending those two together and then you get the court thing, so
if we were to move forward, I think we're better off, if that's your opinion, to keep them
Yes.
separate.
Yes, and Capital Recovery is actually here in Columbus, so they're familiar with the Ohio collection laws, where you start using MCOA or the one that Walton has, which is out of Texas, and then I think MCOA is in Illinois. Yes, they have to be familiar with the Ohio collection laws, but using an Ohio company, I feel more comfortable because they are very familiar with what you can and can't do. Because you don't wanna, get yourself in a bind if they're not following the Ohio collection law. So they're familiar with it. And they've been around for quite some time. I used them at my prior employer, so I dealt with them for almost 12 years at the other employer.
Go ahead.
Mayor, in our discussion regarding the MCOA piece, we were informed that the typical or average recovery rate is around 25%. Do you have any idea with this process, or if you don't have it today, that's fine, from this collection process, is it similar, around 25%, or the Attorney General either? You have any idea what their success rate is?
So it's hard to say. It just, all depends. It may be a little bit higher on officer written citations to collect, the collection rate may be higher because you're dealing with people that now have suspended licenses, or they need to renew their plates, or their registration, or they might be transferring a car and they need to take care of this, so they may be more apt to pay an officer written citation because it's on their BMV report, and there's a block. With the civil citation, there isn't, the collection, you're sending it to collections, it may affect your credit somewhere down the line, but this here is actually affecting, your BMV, your license, or, your registration.
Thank you.
But it's just, it's hard to say, it just all depends.
Any questions related to that? If not, what we have in front of us is that ordinance 2025-15, which is for the photo monitoring tickets and recovery of those fees. I do have it on the special council meeting. We had first reading on it. We can do a second reading and then do a third reading if you want in the council meeting, or we can pass it tonight, whatever you want to do. Any questions? Suzanne, did you have any comments on that? On the what we have for legislation, as you know, is for the photo. That I know Nikki and John been instrumental in going over that. Or anything to share. I think we kind of vetted that pretty good in our last meeting. So it's whatever you want to do in the special council meeting.
Mayor, I
Go ahead.
just had a question. This is for Mr. Montello. I know in our last discussion, there was some, you mentioned something about having a further discussion with the Garfield court system, or is everything square there, or anything you can share?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, Judge Nicastro has things coming along pretty good, I would say, don't you guys agree now? She's coordinating the collection agency, and the GATSCO's been responsive and is gonna provide her what she needs to move forward, so things look good. I would urge you to pass it tonight if you want. If not, if you wanna give it another reading, that's fine too, whatever you wanna do.
Because I believe she's starting to issue the default judgments too, correct, which now allows us to send them to collection. So that was one of the issues that we discussed, but it has to have a default judgment issued for the civil citations, and she's now doing that.
So that has started?
Mhm.
Yes.
I mean, I think either way we're good,
Another week isn't gonna matter.
Yeah, That's
Get
up to you.
moving. We have next week, we wouldn't have a special council meeting, but then it would be the 2 weeks from today. That would be 2 weeks from today.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
I would, personally, I would be okay with passing this tonight in the special council meeting. I don't know how everybody else feels, but I can't see where waiting 2 more weeks is gonna change anything, except the fact that we can get it going so a little quicker and get it moving.
I agree.
That's fine with me.
Well, we got some time to think about it before the special council meeting anyway, so. I just kinda wanted to tell you this.
Mm-hmm.
I put it on there, like I said to you, because you could always go second reading, or we can pass it for suspension tonight. Any other questions related to that, to item A? Okay. Suzanne, you're more than welcome to stay the whole meeting, or you can do whatever you want. Okay.
I have to pick up my daughter, so.
Okay. No, that's fine. We
Maybe.
appreciate you.
No,
I
thank
don't
you.
think we have any other questions for.
No, I would just say, I would prefer to go with the private company, you know, rather than, we're gonna kind of be small potatoes for the Ohio Attorney General, you know. They usually do bigger operations than us, and I think you'll get better service with this other company than you will with the Attorney General's office.
But with going back to that, I'm glad you brought that up. So, but we would need separate legislation for that.
Yeah, we'd probably have to enter a contract with them, maybe get a proposal from them if you don't have it already.
I do have some, I made a couple copies, so I can give that to you.
Do you guys wanna talk about it more, or should I prepare legislation, I guess is the question. What do you guys think?
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
I would ask John to prepare legislation, and we can put it on the agenda for next COW.
Yeah, although I'm on the other side of thinking, with, being that you're already involved with the state, with B&V, that people receiving another letter of, looks so really official coming from the Attorney General, might be a little more incentive toward paying that, getting that off of the books versus something coming from a collection agency. It's just my, you know, if I get a letter from the Attorney General's office and I know I already got a B&V block, I'm probably a little more inclined to get off, you know, handle my business, get it done, so.
right?
And at a lesser fee, it really doesn't matter to me if we're not getting the fees now, whether they come, you know, from the Attorney General's office or they come from a collections agency. You know, you don't have them in your account now, so.
Right, so the only thing with the Attorney General, so, you don't know how much additional fees are gonna be added. So with capital recovery or a private company, you know it's only gonna be that 30%. So even though the Attorney General adds the 10%, if they're sending out, every time they send out, say, a collection letter, and they charge like $20 or $10 to send that out, I don't know what they charge to send it out. So any of those additional fees, so now your $130 balance could actually, in reality, be a $160 balance.
They're $130 bills.
Right,
Our,
correct. So, for
our-
example,
what we're due doesn't change, no matter what.
so at capital recovery, you know, if we were to send it to capital recovery or a private agency, it's always gonna be that, whatever the 30% is. So whether you have a $200 ticket and you add the 30%, it's gonna be the $260. If you have a $100 ticket and you place it to capital recovery, it's always gonna be just the 30%, which would be the $130. If you send it to the Attorney General, yes, it is only 10% at the beginning, but if they have other fees involved in the collection, which, it just, you know, it's just kind of very vague in there. It all depends if they add additional fees, so if they're charging money every time they send out a letter or another fee, that 10% is now gonna have more charges on it. So it's not only gonna be the 10%, it could be other fees that are added on. So,
What we're saying is the charges are still passed on
oh, yes,
to
it's
the,
passed
to
out,
the
yes,
person.
I'm sorry.
So
yes,
our
I
amount
misunderstood.
is the
Never gonna
same.
change, yes, I'm sorry, misunderstood you. Yeah.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
just to clarify, with capital recovery though, they can come to the window and pay it.
That's correct,
And-
so.
And with the Attorney General, they cannot.
They cannot, they have to pay the
So-
state directly.
so
So,
if-
or if they call me and they say, you know, hey, this is Joe Smith, you know, I
Right.
wanna pay my,
So if
I
they
can
get
take
it,
the
they can
payment.
come to the window and pay it, and it's done.
I can take it,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah, and it's, yeah. And then what I do is I send, you know, an email to Capital Recovery, hey, you know, Mr. Smith paid, you know, any fees that are due to you will be sent out at the beginning of December of like 2025. You know, I send it out once a month after I balance at the end of the month, whatever is due to Capital Recovery, you know, my system will calculate it and I send it to them.
Mr. Mayor,
Go ahead.
is there any data on the successfulness of each one of those entities' collections?
I can see if I can do some research on that, and see like what percentage,
Mm-hmm.
you know, like an estimate of what percentage, you know, Capital Recovery collects,
Mm-hmm.
versus what the Ohio Attorney General.
Yeah, I'd like to see that.
Yeah, I think that would be, why don't we do that, because
Good
I do
information.
agree with Councilman Whedon too. I mean, you see something from the Attorney General, and you feel a little different than maybe a collection agency, but maybe that's not true, if the success rate is better at one than the other. I mean, why don't, would you say it would be fair to compare those two right now?
Yes.
To kind of narrow it down, Suzanne did look at other ones, but now after talking about, we focus on those two agencies, just to make it easy, would that be,
Yeah, I can do that.
okay, why don't we do that? And then we can have a little more discussion in the next COW. Rob, did you want to add something to it?
I had a question. When your description between the state and capital recovery, did you say that we can't quantify what their fee will be for sending out additional letters and so forth?
For the Attorney General.
For Attorney General? And did you say in your original description that their fee gets paid first before we get paid?
Correct, so.
So whereas the capital recovery
Mhm.
is a flat 30%, somebody's on a payment plan, they give you $50 on a $130 ticket, they're taking 30% of the 50
No,
on
right,
capital recovery
right, but we'll get, Capital Recovery does not take their 30%
until the end.
until the very end, so all our fees are paid
But
first.
the auditor of the state, all their fees that we can't quantify get paid prior to
Mhm.
us receiving our fee.
Correct,
I just want to make sure I understand correctly.
so that is correct.
No,
So-
that's a very important
Yes.
point.
So that is
Uh,
correct. Mhm. Yeah. So if
'Cause
they owe.
it makes a difference when you get the money,
Up front.
but- and especially if you get it up front, because if you get something up front, then the payments stop, at least you did get something.
I like up front.
Well, let's do that. Let's compare the two, Suzanne. It seems like you've already done that. Did we get a contract or anything from the Ohio Attorney General, or?
Yeah, I have them for both Capital.
Okay, so we
Recovery
can look at, compare those.
and those. Would you like to look at them now, or do you want?
Now, why don't you put them in the boxes?
Yeah, we can put them, tomorrow,
Okay.
put them in everybody's
Okay.
box. That will work, and then we'll give us some time
All right.
to take a look at
Let's talk about it again.
it. Okay. All right, I think that's, we're good. So Suzanne, you can
Okay.
pick up
Perfect.
your child, right? Your daughter?
Soon, yes. Perfect on time. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
for
Thank
being
you.
here.
She's
Thank
not
you.
standing out in the cold, is she?
No, she's not.
Good.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank you.
It was
Have a
raining
good evening.
before.
Okay, we have item B, ordinance 2025-16, amending the ordinance passed for the 2025 budget, additional appropriations for current expenditures of the Village of Walton Hills during the year 2025. Nikki, just want to go through that and let everybody know why that's there.
Sure. The chief received a grant for body-worn cameras. And in order to get that grant, we need to initially pay the $25,000 for the body-worn cameras. So I was amending the budget to pay for that. Once the check is written, the chief can forward it on and have that reimbursed.
So we were happy about getting that grant, so it's a good thing. And It's not quite 100%. What do we have to pay a little bit, don't we? We were talking about it yesterday, me and you, Nikki. What?
I thought that it was 100%. The one thing that they did not pay for in the grant was.
Chief, you want to go by the mic just, I know you're pretty loud like me, but.
I believe the grant was for 100% for the cameras, but it was only covering, I believe, a 1-year warranty for the cameras. And the cameras that we got have a 5-year warranty. So we are going to have to pay for the 4-year warranty. And Ms. Sell, I think it was like 4,000 something
Correct.
for the 4
A
years.
little bit over
difference came.
4,000,
Yeah, so
yeah.
we're gonna have to pay, that.
But that appropriation will cover that, though?
Mhm.
Okay. All right.
Mayor?
Yes.
How many cameras is that?
I believe it was 8.
Okay.
Good. So we'd like to, Nikki, we'd like to pass that tonight on the special council meeting. Besides the executive session, it kind of worked out. This way, Nikki can write the check, and you can submit that, and we can get our reimbursement
And the new cameras.
and the new cameras. Actually, most important.
Good.
So that is on there. We can ask for suspension on that if everybody's good with that. Okay. All right. Item 6, Nikki didn't have much change from our last meeting, but we wanted to keep that on there, you know, to continue to update and kind of just things. So anything to add there, Nikki, or anything you wanted to just say where you're at or where we're, you know?
Sure, Mr. Mayor. Honestly, with the holiday and with some things going on in the office, I haven't had a whole lot of time to
Melissa's
spend
been
on the
off a little
budget.
bit, so she-
So hopefully, I'll be able to get back to that next week and move forward. We're pretty close. I've worked on the 2011 budget, so we'll have that for the next meeting. I'll try to get these to you by the next meeting, just so you can look at them prior to, you know, the end of the year, and we can talk about them. 2011, no capital. We have our Ohio Police and Fire Fund, which we'll have to appropriate for. That's something we have to do. So there will be a couple of other funds included.
I don't know, I know we've been talking quite a bit, but I don't know where everybody's at. You know, I know I've expressed about passing the operating budget and then doing what we did last year, doing the capital as it comes to us. I don't know if there's any more thought there or where we're at, or you want to talk about it more next week.
Yeah, I'd rather talk about it next week, but I will say it's, you know.
Brian will be off too, that's why, but go
Yeah,
ahead.
just, I mean, I know we did it that way this year, and we made our series of amendments, but just in a general sense. I know we've also done temporary budgets in other prior years that only got us through, like, for the first 3 months, and then finish it up the other way. This way just seems like it's a lot of extra as you go along, kind of piecing it together. But, you know, we do what we have to do for, you know, to get it done. So I'm just saying, I just prefer to see it done, the whole budget, if you can do that. But this just seems like it's a lot more work as the year goes on. That's all.
Mr. Mayor, the only
Yes.
thing I'd like to add to that is, for some of those projects, we're gonna have to find other funding if you wanna get them done. So, I mean, we can't even really budget for that at this point. We may not have the funds to pay for them, so we might need to seek outside sources. But if there's something that we wanted to put in for, you know, the vehicles the chief wants, or something that Rob was looking at, we could, you know, add them in. But what we're looking at right now, we're gonna be, we're gonna have to wait and see if we have funds available.
Well, yeah, because when you mention things like the police vehicles and also the service vehicles to some degree, it's the turnaround time that's so critical. I mean, so the sooner you can get those appropriations done, the better chance you actually have of actually receiving those items within the same calendar year. I mean, I don't know what the lead time is, especially on a police car. I know some of our trucks actually took a long time. So it's, it can be, it may not come in till the following year. So the further you go into the year before you get those appropriations done, the further out you are. And then you're running into the actual manufacturing switchovers and all of that kind of stuff. So, it's a lot. It's a lot.
Nikki, well, hi.
I'm done.
Go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say, like the lease option that I presented, you could delay it for a year, which gives you the opportunity to order the equipment. It's got a 12-month build on it. It takes a year to build the equipment. And you can delay it a year from when you receive it. So like if we were to order the equipment tomorrow, we wouldn't even get it until 26, and you can delay the first payment until 27. So I'm just throwing that out there. I don't know how that works into finding money. If we wait and appropriate somewhere towards the middle or the end of 26, then we're waiting to 27 going on 28. I mean, you get the point. The lease program, you can delay it from 1 year after you receive it. 12-month build, you receive it, you can delay it, get first payment a year from there. Just throw it out there.
That's good news. I mean, that's good information, not necessarily good news. That's good information. When you're talking about may need to find money other ways, that's good information to have.
Besides the lead time, because those are valid points, I understand that. The other way of making the appropriations as we move throughout the year, I haven't, from an accounting standpoint, it's easier for you, isn't it? And it's more controllable. I thought we, felt we had a little more control over it. But that's, I don't know where. But all I know is time is counting.
Yes, it is.
Right.
Okay, so those decisions need to be made, because if we're gonna do a permanent budget, there's,
Mr. Mayor?
I mean, we should probably, maybe take in some of those things, that have that lead time, but some of the other things, and see if we can get those and still be within our, what we can allow, what we're allowed it for.
Right.
What, the bottom line is we can't allow for what we can't pay for. That's what you're
Mr.
saying.
Mr. Mayor, yes, we're looking at over $600,000 deficit this year. If we have $1 million left in our general fund, at the end of that $6 million, that deficit, you have $400,000 left. So we have to just kind of hope that next year brings better revenue receipts and less expenditures so that we do have some extra money to put to capital, because capital is funded from the general fund.
And
Or
Mr.
even if it is a lease, I'm sorry, even
No,
if
go
it
ahead.
is a lease payment,
Mhm.
if we can't, give the capital fund $40,000 or $100,000 to make that lease payment, we can't make it.
Mr. Mayor?
Yes, go ahead.
Well, we also have that $400,000 road project. Kaylee and Ryan, right? Or, so, and that's not accounted for yet in that $600,000 deficit, correct? So that's an extra $450,000, something like that. So there's your $1 million you were talking about. So I think I think it's probably, we should put in that road project and just show it because we're gonna have to do that, or we're gonna lose we're gonna lose that funding.
Right.
And I'd love to get, I mean, I thought you did a fantastic job seeking out those, not refunds, but
Grants.
grants from those places. And I think that's a great deal. I'd hate to lose that, but I wanna be able to pay for it too. You know, we gotta be able to pay for it, like you said, same thing with the police vehicles. So, Tom Jordan's, speech was uplifting a little bit as far as a little bit of more revenue coming in. So, I think we just have to do it. I think we're forced to. We can't put everything in the budget and then can't pay for it. And then the collection agency that John's going to will come after us. So,
Well, you know, what we were, which is kind of, we were hoping Great Day, the original thing, Great Day was supposed to be done by July or August. That, we're not receiving that payroll yet from them, they're not in there. We'll receive a full payroll from Cardinal Health, which is gonna help. It would have been nice if we'd have seen some payroll this year from Great Day. Hopefully they get in this first quarter. I don't know, Rob, if you think that's possible, how they're doing on the build out in there, but then they gotta find 200 people. You know, I mean, that's another thing there. If you had to say, but just what the build out is, where would you say it's at?
Well, they have to be out of their existing facility by the end of December. They're moving rapidly on securing their certificate of occupancy from us. And just in general conversation, a good percentage of those jobs, who I asked,
Right, which is good. You're the eyes on the ground.
those jobs, yes, they're interviewing, yes, they're hiring. A good portion of those jobs are coming in. They're already employed. So, they need to be out of the facility by the end of December. Good portion of the jobs are coming here. We have their BCA meeting tomorrow night for so that's what I want.
Right. But we wouldn't still see that revenue, even if they went in this year, to the following year, correct? Their payroll tax.
No,
Well, we would see that.
They see
Yeah,
that.
we would see that.
April,
Yeah.
Rita should give you something in April.
Yeah.
it depends on when, if they're monthly filer, we would see it monthly.
Oh, instead of quarterly.
So,
Mhm.
So hopefully, so that's hopefully some good news, but I think what we need to do is really just give us, you know, thing it, take a really hard look at it, and then we'll have it on the budget for next COW next week. And maybe, Nikki, we could look at a couple of those things that we discussed, you know, as far as police program and police cars, and just see kind of what we can tweak there, or what we can do maybe to, at least, I understand what you're saying, Mr. Whedon, you know, we don't wanna miss some opportunity or put us back even further into the year or next year. But at the same time, we, you know.
Understandable.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
No, we've been here far too long, It would be nice when we make the corner. We're making the turn, but we're not, I keep saying, the money's not there yet. I mean, but we're getting back, hey, we're doing another development, so we're doing some projects. But at the same time, we gotta maintain our services too. And that's it's always a tough balance here. think we'll get it done. So. And then the other thing about that, it gives us an opportunity, we'll really know how we'll finish for this year. Because then you'll have everything in. You know, where if we pass something in December, you really don't know exactly, you're gonna be close, but you don't know exactly where we're at for the year. When would we know? Probably end of January, how we finish for the year. So, any other questions related to that? So we'll have it on the agenda for next week. And any other business? The only thing I would say is everybody come to tree light,
Yes.
which is Saturday, right? We got it.
From 5 to 7.
5 to 7. Thank you, Diane.
Yeah, they'll have a juggler and balloons and face painting, crafts, pizza, Santa, you have a photo with Santa.
Is it the same
So-
Santa that does the deliveries?
No?
No,
The real Santa.
it's
does
the real Santa.
Whoa, 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 easy, easy. It's, you know,
Well, then why doesn't the
No,
real
that's
Santa
the real
come to
one.
the lighting?
Well, it's got a,
The real Santa comes to the lighting. There'll be a real Santa.
yeah.
What I want to know, will they have a present for me? That's what
Maybe the Grinch will.
I forgot to ask that. Are they having the Grinch?
I don't know.
I didn't see it advertised, and the Grinch was a big hit
Yeah.
last
oh,
year.
he was great.
Yes, he
Big,
was
big hit.
great.
And so I didn't see that, so I've been meaning to ask Mary and Natalie or.
Yeah, 'cause it's not on the advertisement
No,
that he's coming.
for some reason
so-
because I had some family members ask me, I said, well, maybe that's not so bad, so maybe next year then it gives you a year and brings it back. Otherwise, at this time, could I ask for adjournment?
Mayor Colgraf, members of council, I ask for adjournment of the committee of the whole meeting of Tuesday, December 2nd, 8:20 p.m.
Second?
Vote on the motion.
Councilman Nielsen?
Yes.
Councilwoman Kanzoni?
Yes.
Councilman Spitznagel.
Yes.
Councilman Whedon?
Yes.
Okay, meeting adjourned at 8:20 p.m. Everybody ready to go right into the special council meeting?
Yes.
All right.
Mr. Mayor, did we need Dave and Rob, you know?
No, I'm having them, the reason they're here for was the executive session.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Not yet. Give us
Oh,
10 minutes.
So you weren't done.
Okay.
Oh, there's a-
Okay, pledge of allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, roll call, please.
Councilman Nielsen?
Here.
Councilwoman Kanzoni?
Here.
Councilman Spitznagel.
Here.
Councilman Whedon?
Present.
Okay, along with Nicole Sell, our fiscal officer, our law director, John Montello, our service director, street commissioner, zoning inspector, Rob Kalman, and our police chief, Dave Whittakowski. Ryan, our from HR Partners, is also here tonight, but he's in the back office there. He's gonna join us for executive session, if that's approved, then we go in there. At this time, what did you guys, did you decide on what you want to do for,
Pass it.
good? Are you
Yeah.
good with that?
I'm good with
I'm
that.
good with
Mr.
Who
Mayor.
would like to introduce ordinance 2025-15 for suspension?
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
I'd like to-
Councilman Kanzoni.
I'd like to introduce for suspension ordinance number 2025-15, an ordinance amending ordinance number 2024-18, amending section 414 traffic law photo monitoring devices of the codified ordinances of the Village of Walton Hills and declaring an emergency.
Second?
Second by Councilman Nielsen. Vote on the suspension.
Councilman Nielsen?
Yes.
Councilwoman Kanzoni?
Yes.
Councilman Spitznagel.
Yes.
Councilman Whedon?
Yes.
Councilman Kanzoni.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to ask for adoption for ordinance number 2025-15.
Second?
Second. Vote on the adoption.
Councilman Nielsen?
Yes.
Councilwoman Kanzoni?
Yes.
Councilman Spitznagel.
Yes.
Councilman Whedon?
Yes.
Okay. Ordinance 2025-15 pass, 4-0. Okay, we have item B, ordinance 2025-16. Who would like to introduce that for suspension?
I can,
Councilman Whedon?
oh, I'm sorry.
Mayor Colgraf, members of council, I'd like to introduce ordinance number 2025-16, amending the ordinance passed for the 2025 budget, making additional appropriations for current expenditures of the Village of Walton Hills, Ohio during the year 2025 and declaring an emergency. Also like to suspend the 3 reading rule.
There's
Second.
second by Councilman Spitznagel. Vote on the suspension.
Councilman Nielsen?
Yes.
Councilwoman Kanzoni?
Yes.
Councilman Spitznagel.
Yes.
Councilman Whedon?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Oh.
Mayor Colgraf, members of council, I'd like to ask for the adoption of ordinance 2025-16.
Second.
Second by Councilman Spitznagel. Vote on the adoption.
Councilman Nielsen?
Yes.
Councilwoman Kanzoni?
Yes.
Councilman Spitznagel.
Yes.
Councilman Whedon?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, everybody. Ordinance 2025-6 passed 4-0. Okay. Let me just write this down, so. We have item 5. Who would like to introduce that motion?
Mayor Colgraf, I'd like to offer motion to go into executive session to discuss personnel matters regarding employee compensation, police staffing issues, and rehire of a service employee pursuant to Ohio Revised Code Section 121.22, Section G.
Okay, is there a second?
Second?
Vote on the motion.
Councilman Nielsen?
Yes.
Councilwoman Kanzoni?
Yes.
Councilman Spitznagel.
Yes.
Councilman Whedon?
Yes.
Okay, motion passed. When we come out of the executive session, we will reconvene. At that time, we will adjourn the meeting. There will be no more legislation or any other discussion at that time. Correct, council? We're just going to come out after the executive session, reconvene, and then adjourn. You're welcome to stay on.
Mr. Mayor?
Yes.
There was one comment.
Oh,
Can someone excuse Jennifer Allen for absence illness?
Oh, of the special council meeting?
yeah, that's good. Apologize for that. I know we did, council did excuse Councilwoman Allen for the COW meeting. We did go in that. Thank you. Can I get a motion for that?
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to excuse Councilwoman Jennifer Allen from the special council meeting
Second.
this evening.
Okay, vote on the motion.
Councilman Nielsen?
Yes.
Councilwoman Kanzoni?
Yes.
Councilman Spitznagel.
Yes.
Councilman Whedon?
Yes.
And I just want to say, this administration, along with council, we hope you feel better for Jennifer. Jennifer, Councilwoman Allen did notify us through email that she would not be here tonight, so it was just a matter of us, we're looking at a long night, moved into the special council meeting. So thank you for making note of that. Jennifer, hope you feel better. Hope to see you here next Tuesday. Maybe even at tree lighting, if you feel better. So we're going to go into an executive session. We can do it right here. Probably be the easiest. Good. I'm just gonna let the dispatch know to stop the video. Did you stop this video?
Not
Mhm.
yet.
Should she just stop it and just end it?
Or end it?
You can, yeah, either way, I mean, the only thing that's gonna be on it is the motion to convene and motion to,
Yeah.
Let's kill it.
so we can just cancel, we can just close it now.
Yeah, close it now.